All right. Well, it's another week of real estate.
Yeah.
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 My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Get a little closer to Mike there, guy.
Well, I'm literally right on it.
No, you're a little far.
No.
No.
Wrong.
What'd you do this weekend, Jeremy?
I went and watched Tech get fucking destroyed.
Yeah, you went to homecoming.
Oof. Gross.
Yeah.
It rocks.
Your running back's pretty good, though.
Yeah, he's good, but man, our defense, no way, no. It was a tough one.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. Talk about some availabilities real quick. 3450 Bethlehem, 26,787 square feet on 3.41 acres. Zone K, heavy industrial in Fort Worth. Call Todd Hubbard or D. Gwynn. If you got an iOS user, we are at leases on it, but that's kind of a jump ball deal, I'd say. Shout out to Chris Kelly and Rich Young. 1916 Old Denton got leased.
Bought and leased within 60 days. Give me that.
1230 South J.M. Returner Freeway, 11,100 square feet, 10 gross acres, 7 paved. We can divide that site as well. Just call me on it if you have anybody for it. Parkside, we got a couple availabilities over there for some smaller tenant deals.
Sub 5,000 feet.
5,000 and under.
Yeah.
And then we have Dividend in San Antonio, 15,494 square feet on 1.41 acres. Economic calendar this week. Jobless claims. The forecast is 250. Last week it was 241. New home sales, 720,000. In previous was 716. So that's pretty consistent. And existing home sales comes out this week, 3.83 versus a previous 3.86. All right, how much weight did we gain last week, Wilbur?
19 billion.
Wrong.
No.
More.
Really?
Yes.
How much?
We went on a Cartman beefcake diet. 66 billion in debt.
What the why?
I don't know. That doesn't tell me why.
It doesn't tell you why. You just see a jump.
The Dow went up 210 points to close out at 43,275. The S&P was up 4.82 points, close out at 58,64. NASDAQ was down 13 points at 18,489. So pretty much kind of unchanged. West Texas crude, $70.42 a barrel. So that's pretty unchanged. 5-year treasury is at 3.88. So that was unchanged. And the 10-year went to 4.09. So it really didn't change either. That was at 4.08 the week before. SOFR is 4.85. So it's kind of interesting. Rates came down, but a lot of people price off treasuries, which have gone up. So
yeah, rates are nuts. So we've got 2 deals we're working on right now that are semi-stable. They are stabilized. And all of the debt's coming in around 7%. So plus or minus 25 bips.
Well, the 1-week performance, Office REIT up there.
Confused.
Don't get it. REIT retail second, REIT healthcare in third. The 1-month performances is real estate services, REIT office, REIT retail. 3-month, real estate services, healthcare, and then office. So, term of the week. Will, what did you hear last week out there?
I heard about, you're going to give the definition because yours was more complete than mine. What I heard about, which was very interesting, was idiosyncratic lending. Jeremy, what does that mean?
Idiosyncratic lending refers to the type of lending that is based on the unique or specific characteristics of the borrower rather than the broad market factors or standardized criteria. In this context, idiosyncratic means individual or distinctive. So idiosyncratic lending decisions are made by considering the particular circumstances, risk, or attributes of the borrower. So how did you hear that? How did someone throw that one out there?
They were just describing their platform. This was somebody who was interested in purchasing one of our buildings, which we are not very inclined to sell right now.
Yeah.
But they were just talking about who they are, and they said they have an idiosyncratic lending platform. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I think I have one too.
Sure. Yeah. We're very idiosyncratic.
I was just like, yeah, that sounds great. We have a credit fund too. I don't know what's going on right now.
That's a 6-syllable word.
Yeah. So then I called our buddy Jack Crow. I was like, hey, like you deal with these people lots of times. What does idiosyncratic lending mean? And he was like, I don't know. So we fired up the GPT machine. Side note, for those guys, for people who use ChatGPT, I'm using a non-paid version, and my definition of idiosyncratic lending is very different than what Jeremy spit out, and he's on a paid version. Like you're reading it, and I'm reading mine, and it's kind of similar.
Well, why don't you read yours? Let's hear the difference.
Idiosyncratic refers to lending that is influenced by unique or specific factors related to the borrower or the lender that may not apply broadly to other cases.
I mean, that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
You just got a different chatbot.
Yeah.
He has a little different personality.
Sure. For example, a loan might be considered idiosyncratic if it's extended based on a borrower's personal relationship with the lender, their unique business model, or other factors that are specific to that situation rather than the borrower's overall creditworthiness or market conditions. So kind of similar.
It's
yeah.
the jockey, not the horse.
Yeah.
In sympathetic terms.
Yes. In a little credit card action. That seems to help this thing get some juice behind it.
So I'll go ahead and talk about this real quick. But we're going to put out a glossary this year of all the terms of the week for you to, and we will distribute that glossary. You're going to have to do a little work to get it, like leave us a review, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll put the format together. But if you want the full glossary of the terms of the week for this year,
scratch our back. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
Is that reciprocity?
Yes. We are reciprocating.
Yeah. I do want to try to take all of the terms and put them in Chat GPT and tell it to create a conversation using all of them.
That would be funny.
So I'm gonna work on that. But yeah, Chat GPT is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things it can do that are really awesome. I was doing algebra homework last night with my daughter on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah. It helped explain a couple things to me. We were doing, we were plotting.
Yeah.
Point, slope, and all that stuff. And so it...
Send her down to my house. I got to do a little excavation of some dirt. I don't know what the slope is. I was like looking at this thing. I'm like, I can eyeball it, but I would prefer to be more exact.
I don't know. I don't know if this is the same thing.
Really?
This is a graph.
Okay.
This is 2D.
I need some 3D.
Not 3D.
Yeah, anybody wants to come and help me, I just gotta smooth out my backyard. Do they still teach math differently? Like I've seen Instagram and TikTok videos of math is now applied in a totally different manner than we all grew up with.
Well, they just have a lot of good videos that they give the kids, and the kids. The problem is the videos are like 10 minutes long, and the kids' attention spans due to TikTok is like 30 seconds. I don't get it.
Yeah,
and it's like, did you watch the whole video?
Yeah,
a lot of. I don't know. I feel like I need to just go home every night and start whipping my kids' ass. All of them.
Yeah. No comment. You're their father. But dude, even mine, I'm like, it's just, I lay the hammer down this weekend. The lack of discipline. And you can't control what they get influenced to. outside the home.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they'll say some stuff and they're 4 and 6. And I'm like, what? Where did you learn this? We don't speak to each other in this house like that. I mean, they're watching Little Bear on like YouTube. Like, this is like I'm very crunchy. Like, what gets into my house is very filtered.
Yeah.
But still gets in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, all right, tangent.
Well, let's get to some college football.
Let's do it.
Yo.
Versace.
What's going on, realtors?
What's happening, real estaters?
I actually don't have a salesperson's license, so I don't apply to your realtor label.
I always thought it'd be funny for the person that, Jeff and them give out a, award for the top salesman of the month. Well, whoever lost would have to wear an R realtor pin on their suit for the month. Because commercial guys hate getting called a realtor. So,
how do you really say that word? My wife has always like antagonized me about that. She's like, you don't say that right. I'm like, I think I did.
I think it's realtor.
That's what I think. And
does she think it's realtor?
I don't know.
I always say it's realtor.
I think it's realtor.
I think it is.
I think that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, here we go.
Oh, well, Jeff, I got you down for going 6-5 last week. Is that what
you ignored my Army double quadruple play.
Okay, hold on. Actually, we need to give you 2. So we'll give you the quadruple. We'll give you the triple.
No, I didn't.
We'll go 8-5.
I'll take a triple there.
Yeah, 8-5 because you just would have taken the game too. Which, man, give me Army the rest of the year, first half and covering. Those guys got it going on. So I ended up.
Unfortunately, they're playing bye this week.
Oh, boo! Let's see. I went 8-4.
Yeah.
So
it's a good week.
It was a good week.
Healthy week. Healthy returns.
Yeah. I think we do better when we're not in Vegas. Although we made those bets before Vegas. Maybe they were just skewed with
undue influence.
With dreams of multiple screens in our heads.
Well, we were, just don't be distracted.
Yeah.
We're distracted.
Oh. Texas, man, they got dethroned. What'd you think about the getting their call back? The pass interference that they got back.
Oh.
Yeah. Were the fans... I mean, it was like the fans voted, and then the ref said, well, you know what? We agree.
Yeah.
I didn't really see how there was context from a refereeing standpoint to reverse that call.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to assume to know that much, so I guess it's fine. But it was totally mob rule decision.
Yeah.
I was kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I was fine.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. I think they got it wrong the first time.
Yeah, I think they got it wrong the first time too.
Yeah,
they did.
That was pretty badass though. They just start throwing water balls on the field. They're like, "No, let's switch this shit right now."
There's a big.
Well, I think technically that's a penalty on the home team.
Yeah,
they got fined $250,000 for it.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Okay.
Lifetime ban.
Yeah. There was a big, so last year when Tech played Texas in basketball, we threw a bunch of stuff on the ground, and there was this tweet that went around how classless we are.
Yeah.
And someone grabbed that thing and got a hold of it this weekend. It was just like, this aged well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another time y'all were classless. In the fall of 92, as I was sunken shoulder after Bam Morris had trucked me 6 times. And a extra large tortilla slapped the back of my scalp.
Yeah.
That was the other time y'all showed your classlessness.
Well,
No, it was funny.
We don't have high academic standards, and we don't really have a consistent winning program, but we've got spunky fans.
Nice.
Yeah, my tech over was covered solely by Baylor this weekend. After that,
I watched that game, and it was just hard to watch. It's hard to watch. That was a bad game.
It was a very bad game. It was, ugh.
Yeah,
I thought Texas played bad too.
Yeah, they did. They could never get started. You know, it took them a while to get started against OU, but they could never get started. I mean, I don't feel like they started playing until the third quarter.
Yeah. No. The first half was like just they didn't show up.
Yeah.
It was like a warm up.
Yeah. So.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you got this week?
Oh, yes. Okay, well, I've got Sam Houston State -5.5.
I like that. I didn't take it, but I like that bet.
Well, you can jump on it still. There's plenty of runway.
Plenty of runway. I might get me some of that.
I like Boise State -2.5. I saw you like that too.
Yep.
And my question is, why is UNLV not ranked?
I guess because they lost their quarterback. You know what? There's a ton of like 5-1 teams,
but there's still
teams.
But this is their quarterback really didn't slow them down.
It didn't. I wonder if that hurt his whole reasoning for quitting. I need more money.
The whole thing there was like they didn't pay him, right?
Yeah. No, they got him to 3-0 and was like, okay, I deserve to get paid $150,000 or something. So I quit.
No, he was promised money.
Oh,
and they didn't pay it. And then he didn't get it in writing.
Yeah.
So all the Stephen A. Smiths of the world were, pointing out all these issues. So, hey, I'm going Hoosiers.
Man,
I tell you right now,
you're on tear.
Sleeper in the Natty Hoosiers.
What?
Natty sleeper.
I wonder what the odds are right now on them for a Natty. That'd be kind of interesting.
It would be. They're good.
They are.
They're good. I know they haven't been a top 5 team yet, but -6.5. That's a double play.
Doubler
for those counting. Give me North Texas in the points.
They got Tulane, right?
Tulane, yep.
Did Tulane lose this weekend to Rice? Or did Rice win? Did Rice win or Tulane? I thought they were losing for a while.
No, Rice. They went I think they went into the fourth quarter tied 10-10, and then Rice finally showed up and lost by 2 scores. So, not the team formerly known as Rice, but BYU -1.5.
Yeah, I love this.
What?
I was like, you kidding me? Against Baylor? Like,
no, it's UCF.
UCF, I'm sorry. That's right.
I mean, it feels like a mistake.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah.
I already got my bet in on that one.
Yeah. I will take the Iowa Northwestern over 37.5.
Yep.
That's kind of a Shane Robert. Just bet the opposite of what should happen.
That's funny.
I'm going to take UConn, my first Rice bet of the year. Yep. UConn -6.5.
Okay.
Versus Rice. I'm going to take the Wake Forest Stanford under 54.5, just because I feel like Stanford's offense has turned into mud.
I don't really know much about Wake Forest this year.
They're from North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Winston-Salem. That's fun. What I know.
That's funny.
Hey, lightning is going to strike twice.
Uh-oh.
Give me the Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt -18, and I put a money line bet in for $20. They're good.
Deep
pockets. I took Texas just because I'm still rolling Texas until 2 weeks in a row could derail me though off of Texas, but I could totally see this happening.
I'm on the hype train, and Vanderbilt was known for trains, so it's a big one. It's a huge hype train.
But your hype train has been pretty good.
Yeah.
You've been on the Indiana hype train. So
yeah, you did. You started Indiana first game of the year.
Yeah, you were just
right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I attended their spring game, and I saw some talent.
Is that true?
What? Will, come on. Come on.
Oh,
sarcasm.
The Utah -3, even though they've dropped 3 in a row.
They have. The Utes have totally plummeted, but I just can't think of a world where Houston does anything in this game but lose by a touchdown.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I'm with you on this one.
Yeah, and that's a double play for those keeping score.
Yep.
I think SMU and Duke is going to be close, but that means SMU is going to score a lot of points, and so will Duke. So give me the over 48.5.
Yeah, I should probably look at that. I took SMU at -11, and I agree. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm just kind of like I feel like I gotta bet SMU because I feel like they got the hot hand right now,
dude.
They cover.
Yeah,
they cover, and they could definitely throw some garbage up at the end of this game. But I'm looking for that. So I mean, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Is Chase Stone done for the year?
Preston Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might want to be a realtor. Might want to get his license.
Wow,
might be time for that.
You could have a conversation with old Padron.
Yeah, yeah,
Padroni.
Yeah.
He'll probably be in North Texas next year.
Yeah.
Here's what your career looks like, sir.
Yeah.
He's good. He's just. But he's lost his starting job twice now, so it's maybe some of that practice he does is quirky.
Maybe.
Some quirky habits. And then finally, I watched the Colorado game this week, and I got confidence from their D-line play. I think they're pretty good. I'm going to take Colorado -4.5 versus Cincy.
I like Deion Sanders' D-line recruiting. His recruiting hypothesis. He said quarterbacks. 3.5 GPA.
Yeah.
2-parent household. D-line. It's this or prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about that.
Yeah, right.
Just got no comment.
We used to say in our house that we needed to have a domestic issue in order for our kids to be good at sports.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably helps.
Well, I mean, like, it's kind of like what you and Tom were talking about on the first leg of the podcast.
Yeah.
Children with, like, young men specifically, no upside in life. Like, this is literally all they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, I mean, what a, there's no bigger motivation.
Yeah. Just ball out.
Will.
Yeah.
You're getting a second chance on your money line bet because Syracuse plays Pittsburgh this week.
I saw that too. I was looking at it on Saturday. I was like, "Oh man, I kind of fucked that one
up." So you still good? You want to restate for the fans what it is and where you are?
Yeah, I'm still Syracuse. I think it would be so favored to. I can't, with good conscience, assume that Pitt's going to go undefeated the entire year.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going to go double espresso.
Okay.
Starbucks double espresso. I'm going to take Pitt.
Okay. Oh, all right. There you go.
Money line bet of the week.
All right.
I got a couple other games you didn't have on here.
Kev?
I'm taking the Hurricanes over the Knowles -21.
Can you
believe Florida State's 1-6?
Dude, this is crazy.
Like, do they fire their coach after this? This has to be the largest fall of all time.
Did they lose to Florida?
Did
they play Florida this year?
Yeah.
Look, if they lose to all the Florida teams, they've lost the state of Florida. You need to get out.
Yeah.
It's time for you to leave.
No, Miami played Florida. I think Florida State usually plays Florida the last game of the year. They might not play each other this year, but I just think this is the year the Hurricanes can just get up and beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
I also got Navy plus 11.5 at home against Notre Dame. I don't think they could win. Navy's pretty, man. Navy and Army are pretty. The Army-Navy game is going to be something to see this year.
Yeah.
So I think Notre Dame is just kind of Notre Dame. I know they're always in the top 10 or whatever, but I still think they can just screw up and lose a game, just like they did in Northern Illinois. And Navy gets up hard to play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Tech over because our defense obviously can give it's 66.5 because our defense can easily give up 60.
Who do they play again?
We're playing at TCU, and we're 6-point dogs to TCU. So
where should go? It's a very, very good crowd to be a part of.
Yes, very good scenery. I'm taking LSU at +3, fade A&M bet. So
LSU's like a low-key natty champ possibility now.
Yeah.
Well, I just look at they kind of ended up beating the piss out of Arkansas, and Arkansas A&M was a game. So I'm going. This is a lot of points, but I'm just gonna take it. I'm kind of fade Oklahoma the rest of the year, so I'm taking Ole Miss at -20.5.
You don't think they got that?
Yeah, they look terrible.
They're pretty bad. The other game I like Oklahoma State getting 4.5 at Baylor. This is kind of a must-win for Oklahoma State, so they'll show up maybe not. Who knows with them? So those are the other games I have. So
nice.
But we shall see what the college football gods deliver this week.
I kind of want Navy to just absolutely bury Notre Dame.
I'd love to see it.
I would just love to see it. I would love to see it. Nothing would give me more pleasure this weekend than to see that. When does Ohio State play?
I think they could definitely win. I kind of was tempted to take the under on that game, but then I looked and Navy's been scoring about 40 points a week.
Yeah.
I still think their offense might get stifled by just really good athletes.
Yeah, that can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched really much of either of those teams, so I'm going to take a pass.
Yeah. I haven't really either, but I just historically in my mind, Navy always likes to play Notre Dame.
They definitely play
close.
up. They play up to them.
Yeah. So.
Well, hey, y'all have a great lunch.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Have a great lunch. Oh, all right. News. Let's do some news. Couple interesting things.
Yeah.
Walgreens shutting down 1,200 stores. That's kind of crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Walgreens is shutting down 1,200 stores nationwide. Drugstore giants reported $14 billion operating loss. Ugh. Look at this guy's face on the front.
Yeah, his eyeballs are like bugging out of his head. Yeah. It's like some Sheldon Williams stuff right there from Duke.
Yeah. Oh, man. Walgreens is delivering on its promise to cut off a slice of its retail footprint. The drugstore giant announced that it will shutter 1,200 stores according to its third quarter earnings reported by the Associated Press. The announcement comes months after the company said in June it would embark on a closing an unspecified number of stores. About 500 of the closures will happen in the current fiscal year, which runs until September 25, but it's unclear which areas would be affected. The company will reportedly prioritize owned properties with poor-performing stores or expiring leases. So the chain counts more than 8,000 Walgreens stores in the United States, but only about 6,000 are profitable.
Jeez.
Company reported operating losses so far this year were at $14 billion. Up roughly 105% from last year. Gross. CVS is nearing its 3-year plan to close almost 1,000 stores. Rite Aid counted more than 2,000 stores in its portfolio before its bankruptcy filing.
Rite Aid's just dead in the water. It's like...
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with all these sites,
So there was one right down the street from me, and they're under construction. Ty Underwood used to lease it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a reverse build-a-suit of some sorts right now. Can't remember if it was CVS or Walgreens. I think it was a Walgreens.
So they're tearing it down, building something else?
I don't know. They got the fences up, when they go and you can't see through it. They've got the screening up. They're definitely doing something.
Those ought to be like little, they ought to turn into little basketball courts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just buy one on the corner somewhere and they have little youth sports in it. Seems like there's always a court need.
There's always, sports. Yeah.
Do some volleyball, do some basketball, some pickleball.
Yeah.
Lots of balls.
Okay,
the big hole in the ground on the toll road in Frisco is going to get filled.
Really?
Yeah, $3 billion Frisco mixed-use development will fill the huge hole, literally. More than 6 years after an abandoned development along the Dallas North Tollway in Frisco left a huge hole dug for an incomplete underground parking garage, new developers are moving forward with a $3 billion project that could bring more than 2 million square feet of office space to the city. Golly.
More office. Why?
Frisco officials approved a $113 million incentive agreement, the development agreement that Tuesday for the 112-acre mix project at the corner of Lebanon Road and Dallas North Toll Road. Plans for the project, which will be overseen by JVP development affiliate, the Mix Partners LLCs, include completing the subterranean parking structure. Okay, so they can still use it. I didn't know if 6 years of just decay.
Yeah.
And developing 375,000 feet of restaurant and retail space, including an upscale grocery store, as well as a medical office space, 2 hotels, townhomes, and multifamily units.
Okay, so that's more than just office.
Yeah.
Okay, that feels better.
But office is the majority of it. The performance-based incentives approved by the city of Frisco include a $10 million infrastructure grant and more than $103 million in tax grants.
Yeesh.
To receive those incentives, the city established a timing requirement that included a phase 1 infrastructure being done by the end of 2026, 80% of retail being open by the end of 2027, and the underground parking garage and phase 1 open space being completed by 2033. Let's see. God, there is going to be so much mixed-use development in Frisco.
So here's my question, and I was talking to some buddies about it because I've looked up in Prosper to move towards some houses and stuff up there. There's only one way in and one way out.
Mm-hmm.
So you just more density on the tollway, which is your only artery to go north and south. What's the cure?
I think the cure is me and Angie get an office in Prosper, and y'all get an office in Preston Center.
Yeah, it could be. But are they just trying to push everybody further up so it stays up there? All that volume?
I guess you have to think about it that way, right? God, this weekend, me and Tammy are just driving back and forth can we stay? I want to stay in my house. I love my house. I want to stay in my house forever.
Yeah. You got a pad.
God, but I'm the fucking traffic.
Dude, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
My sister's in Grapevine, no traffic. It's 26 minutes door to door to my house.
Mm-hmm.
Took her an hour to get to me on Saturday morning.
We were coming through Grapevine yesterday at 2:30, and it was just sitting on 114.
Yeah. She's it was a parking lot on 635 when she got down from 114.
Ugh. So, I don't know. Frisco just continues to blow up. So, let's see. Construction began a decade ago, but stopped in 2017. Lenders seized the property in 2019, and more than a year later, Georgia-based owners Wade Park LLC filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
What were they trying to build there, Jeremy?
The site was initially set to be developed as a $2 billion mixed-use development named Wade Park that would have included office, hotel, residential space, and as well as a Whole Food grocery store and entertainment venue. It'll have the new development will have a large central park at its center feature with more than 16 acres of green space. 114 square feet of medical office building and multifamily. God, how do you do people just go like you build all that? Do you sell the whole thing as one?
I have no
sell
idea.
The pieces off? Like,
couldn't tell you.
Well, that's all I got in news. You got anything?
Telltale signs of fall are here in the DFW Metroplex. Leaves begin to change their color to a vibrant autumn display. The wind howls with a bitter chill, and the Spirit Halloween banner is strung across that corner shopping center space you could have sworn was a home decor store just a few months ago. I love that opening. That was great. So Spirit Halloween is opening 33 temporary locations.
Man.
For the next couple of weeks.
Well, they got a lot of availability with cons and big lots. And, I saw a meme after the Cowboy game last week, and it had AT&T Stadium, and it had Spirit Halloween banner on it.
Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah. But look at this map. If it's on CoStar right now, but the density is Green's like the most densely populated areas of the Metroplex. I mean, they're just throwing bullseyes in there. They've got a crush. So it's kind of like Christmas tree shopping after Thanksgiving, right? So
the markup, and I don't know why they don't just roll right into Christmas decorations and keep it going. Just swap the sign out up front.
Maybe. Yeah. That's an idea. You might have just given them their next iteration. But
they had to have thought about that.
For sure. But no, that's really all I've got. And then, we got another note from one of our lenders. Looks like industrial vacancy is going up. Markets are applicable to us. Looks like it's kind of hovering around 12% in San Antonio. Austin's hovering around 11%. And Dallas is slightly under 10%. But I think that's all the big box stuff. Like, I think if you were to bifurcate the
data.
Yeah. And like really just kind of parse it out. I think the market's still pretty tight, depending on where you're Class B, Class C, all the way up. But I will say that we definitely have seen a slowdown in leasing.
Yeah.
Across everything.
Yeah. So now when people bring us deals, we're putting more downtime in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Because also you have to kind of free rent is now a tool.
Yeah. It's not there is no free rent. There's free rent in every deal.
Yeah.
Anywhere from 2 to 3 months in a 5-year deal and at least a year in a 3-year deal.
Yeah. So if you're underwriting sub 6 months, you smoking that peace pipe for sure.
Ain't gonna happen.
I think you're 9 months on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what your wallet is and the business park and blah, blah, blah. But I think if you're just standalone building, single tenant, could take a long time.
It could. Well,
that's it.
That's all I got.
I am finished.
See you later.